Hey, what is up guys, Claak here, and today I'm bringing you a 3v3 video on my boomkin, and as you know, I haven't played a boomkin in a while. At least I haven't made a boomkin video in a while, it feels like. I've only been playing Resto and Feral. It's about time I get a boomkin video out there, so here it is. I'm doing 3v3, and I tell you what, dude, I spent about 5 to 6 hours looking for a team, and all that ended up happening was I dropped like 400 rating. So I'm pretty PO'd about that. It really puts a sour taste in my mouth, and basically what was happening is I just couldn't find a team. I couldn't find a team. And when I did find a team, I ended up having to sacrifice my CR and experience I had to lower my standards pretty much to be able to even play with anyone, because if I was looking for people around my CR, I wouldn't be able to play at all today, and I was just not having it. I mean, I played for about 5 to 6 hours. Maybe 3 hours was actually gameplay, and the 3 other hours was looking for teammates. It was just a bad day. So let's go ahead and get started. I think I'm playing 3 games here. The first 2 games are really quick. The third one is going to be a decently long one. And right here, I'm running a Boomkin, obviously, and I'm running with a Elemental Shaman and Mistweaver, not the best comp. And right here, we're facing Turbo, meh comp. We could do very well on it, especially with my CC. They should honestly go me because I am our team's most of the CC. So that's bad on them. Let's go ahead and start the game. Hopefully it doesn't lag because the video was lagging a little bit earlier. Right here I kill Wind Fury. Is very important. See, it's starting to lag a little bit. I don't know why that is. I think that's because when I start OBS, when I like before this game has started, I started OBS, and sometimes it takes a while for my the game to get used to the CPU or something. I don't have so much CPU, so when I start recording and like the first initial game, it becomes really slow. So sorry about that. Our main kill target should be Shaman. And right here, as you can see, I get pummeled, no big deal. I'm just trying to pump out as much damage as I can while CCing at the right moments. The times you want to CC, right here, the priest gets into a hex, and what I want to do is I want to try to cyclone out of that. Again, my shaman's taking some decent amount of pressure, even though they don't pop any cooldowns. When they pop cooldowns, that's when I want to start cloning. I don't want to just use clone right now because it's going to be wasted. Basically, when they go hard, I wouldn't have anything if I cloned them now. So I'm going to go ahead and wait to clone them. And a really good thing you could do, we actually get pain suppression. I full moon into that, and we actually get pain suppression, like I just said. What I realized, which is actually really good, is I could root beam the healer. I started doing that more this game, and right there I tried to do it. I fucked up because my root didn't go off. I accidentally canceled the cast of my root, and I just beamed him, but at least I locked out that spell. Since I messed up, I should go for a cyclone on that shaman so he can't get topped off, and wait for another CC chain onto the healer. And I totally messed up that CC chain again. And right now I'm just trying to do a decent amount of pressure to this shaman and warrior. As you notice, we don't get the kill on the shaman. He ends up going behind the pillar. Then that's when we swap the warrior. I think I do actually end up trying to go the shaman. I end up following behind. Yeah, because yeah, I was getting really greedy. Honestly, should just swap to the warrior. Or I guess I didn't. I know there's a time I do follow him to go the shaman right here, because he's so low. I try to stun the priest, or I stun the shaman. Actually, that was pretty bad by me. I should have just stunned the priest. I ended up getting fear. My adept proc, and it's fine, I guess. All well and done because we're actually putting a lot of pressure into this warrior. They're going hard. Look how they're splitting DPS, and I think that's really bad as a turbo. You should never do that. That's not how the comp even goes at all. You can split, but you're gonna at one point connect for the big damage. And this is their big damage, so they're really screwing themselves over so hard. Our Mistweaver is not going to have any problem trying to keep us up at all. At least he shouldn't. It doesn't seem like we're getting any heals. And he ends up popping Ring of Peace. Now they're starting to combine. And then my shaman comes out of the Ring of Peace, and he gets bubble. They got all of our cooldowns. I didn't even see that. That's so bad by our shaman and monk. They shouldn't have got so many cooldowns off of that, especially when they're splitting. Right now they're going me. I pump my Iron Bark, but I'm not running the increased healing with when you go bear form, because right now, if you guys don't know, they nerf bear form pretty hard, even though it's still good. So I went what was that other thing? Let me pause. I'm trying to think. I went to the thing where it increases your armor in your boomkin form, and it reduces the crit chance by like 20% or something huge. And right now, again, our main kill target should be Shaman, you can hit Warrior when the Shaman goes LOS. And right now, I'm actually just preparing ourselves to hit the Shaman a little bit, or the Warrior. I'm actually doing a lot of damage into him. I get Spell Reflect, no problem. I end up going back Shaman. The Warrior's low. That's fine. I'm putting him in the D stance. He can't do as much damage. No biggie. DR Cyclone, the Priest. Again, our CC chain's over. Their Priest's main goal right now should just be top him off. I don't know what he's doing. This Priest is going to have a real tough time at trying to get a fear on my monk. It's almost, if not, going to be impossible for him because I can just root spam this Priest to stop him, and I can Cyclone him. So it's not a very good idea as a Priest to come out and try to fear a monk. Of all things, and Mistweaver monk. Good luck. Like, I don't think my Mistweaver gets feared at all right here. We're doing a lot of pressure. Again, we get double stun. That was very nice by our Shaman. And my Mistweaver is kiting that Priest like a boss. Again, you're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get that fear, bro. We're doing a lot of pressure. Here's when the moment I should be swapping Warrior. Again, I did try to cause that pressure onto the Warrior earlier. So when we did get Shaman low and he just went around the corner, we would be able to swap to the Warrior, and he would be a little bit, at least a little bit low for us. As you can see, we actually do a decent amount of damage to him. Kill Wind Fury, and that's pretty much all the things you want to look out for. He actually gets a Mind Control off on my Mistweaver, the Priest, and that's probably the only thing he's ever going to get. Here's what I was talking about. I did a Root Beam right here. It's very solid, strong thing to do against all healers besides a Rescue Druid, because a Rescue Druid can just shapeshift out of that root, and the beam is pretty much useless at that point once he shapeshifts out. So basically, the Root Beam is a very nice system. It's about like 8 seconds of CC total. The healer can't do anything. And then what you can do is you can bash him out, so there's another 5 seconds of CC, and then you can go ahead and do your clones. So we Boomkins have a lot of control. For some reason, I was never utilizing. So for some reason, I was never utilizing Root Beam like that, and I was just using it on the DPS. And actually, I love this. It's not anything new. It's just something that was kind of forgotten. I never did it really. So again, that's what you want to do if you're facing a healer that can't get out, which is only a Druid. Right here, we have a lot of pressure onto the Warrior. It hurts my feels to see how these guys play. Like this Warrior, if you saw that Warrior, he literally started running, and then he came back, and then he ran out. It's so funny. It is so funny. We're doing a lot of pressure right here. We ended up getting a kill, no problem. And for the second game, we're facing Jungle. Jungle is very strong right now, if you don't know. And this is pretty much one of the only comps a Feral can really run. They can run with a Warlock and a Shadow Priest. That's about it. Again, I'm going to do my Root Beam right here, right off the bat, because Beam's only a minute cooldown. So that's a long CC. The Priest ended up having to sit that CC until the dots got him out of the root. That was a mistake by me to dot him up. But I dotted him up because Priest is pretty much potentially a good target to go if he's in the bad position. Our main target is going to be Feral right off the bat because he's going to be out in the open the whole time. And I do, again, want to CC at the right time. I do want to pop Cyclones when our healer's in a CC for the DPS. So we get stunned into Hex. Their Feral dispels Hex. It was really good of their Feral. I end up cycloning the Feral because he has pain suppression, and we're not going to do too much to him right now. He ends up trinketing. I don't know if he has Adapt. He got out. Oh, he got Massive Spell. That was very good by this Priest. So this team was actually doing a lot better than I know, actually. But we actually destroy them. They're going to hard me right now. And I pop Bark Skin. Again, I'm not running the bear form thing where I go bear form and I take more healings, and that's why I stay Moonkin form. It makes me stay aggressive, and that's why I like this spec. We get a lot of pressure just off of one cycle. Look at that. All that pressure off of one cycle, and we get a wall. The Druid should have walled way earlier if he was going to wall. Right now, walling at that percentage is almost useless because what are you going to do? You're going to go behind pillar, and we're not going to damage you anyways because you're behind pillar, and your mobility as a Feral is retarded. We're not going to get to you. You should have just walled early or not wall at all, pretty much. And again, the healer and the Feral should have went behind pillar together to top each other off. That was very bad. I guess they were scared of my monk's CC or something. Right here, I start to hit the Priest. I do want to put some pressure on him, but look what's coming up. My Root Beam is coming up. My little Root Beam little thing that you got going. So I end up actually Root Beaming him. He's probably going to get kicked out though because of he has 3 dots on him. That's going to do a decent amount of damage, and it's going to take him out of roots. Right here, actually, I see him, he's out in the open, I go full moon, I go big D on him, and we actually do a lot of pressure. My shaman sees this, and he ends up help swap. I literally pretty much soloed him right there, though. Again, boomkins do an insane amount of damage if timed right. I absolutely love boomkins. It's a shame I don't see more boomkins out there. What you do see a lot of druids out there is resto. Again, resto is really strong, and that's pretty much what I want to main this season. Again, it's going to be hard for me because I don't actually get to play that much. I know I make YouTube videos and this is all I do, but I literally don't play too much. I do a lot of editing, and I try to think about what my channel and what I can do, and that's pretty much what I do. I say do a lot right now. Dang it, I didn't mean to do that. Let me backtrack. This is the long game, as you can see. It's going to be a very long game. It's pretty much 60% of the video. Right here, I'm running with a new team again. I'm running with a Holy Paladin and a Mage, and the comp is alright. Boomkin Mage, I wouldn't recommend it. It's kind of hard to line up your DPS. The Mage has to be really good because I don't have a lot of stuns or anything to help that mage do his damage, and the mage has to pretty much do his damage on his own without a target being a stun. That's why you see a lot of mages run with rogues, because they go well, they blend well with with each other, because the rogue can just make the person sit there in a stun or a kidney or something, while the mage can just lay damage into them, and blind and poly go well with each other as well. Right here, they get my Adapt Trinket. I should be trying to pull him out. We get a lot of pressure on him. That's purely from a mage. My mage is doing a shit ton of damage. Again, I don't know why my mage is going hard when there's no CC on the monk. I fucking hate that. I hate when I see people go hard with no CC on the DPS. Honestly, as you get a higher level, you'll know that is a sign of someone being bad. Anytime you see someone going hard without being CC, they're just bad. They just are, because when you get in a higher rating, no one's going to be able to get a kill on anyone until someone's in CC at higher rating. At least that's how it should be, and obviously it's not going to be that way because we're at low rating. Everyone's going to make mistakes. I make mistakes. We get a Hodge onto the monk. I'm trying to get that clone. I do it a little bit early, but I did just want to get it off. He gets my Adapt Trinket. We're doing a lot of pressure right here. Again, I do my Root Beam. I love that combo. It's absolutely amazing. We're doing a lot of pressure right here. This mage should go for poly. He's not the very best, so I ended up having to go for a Cyclone because he did not go for a poly. We get Karma. I ended up trying to Cyclone this monk on his Karma. He ends up letting me get up. I don't know why the monk didn't kick me. He does have his kick up. Maybe he thought it was beneficial for him to sit Cyclone when he had bubble. I don't know. Again, we have a decent amount of pressure. They have a lot of pressure on us. My mage almost died right there, while both the Pally and I were at 50%, so not looking too good. We can have a lot of peels. I start cycloning the DK a little bit, and I even cyclone the monk for peels at times. You're going to see throughout the game, we're going to realize the monk is a horrible choice because he could just LOS no problem. Again, the mage doesn't go for a freaking poly, and it actually triggers me a little bit. Just go for that freaking poly. We could have got a kill right there. Just go for a poly. Jesus Christ, I actually ended up raging this guy afterwards, and I felt bad, and I apologize. I do rage a lot because, like, when people say, this guy said he was 2600, so when people tell me that, and they end up just sucking the big fat load, I honestly, I get triggered a little bit on the inside, because that tells me they're lying, or they got that a long ass time ago when they shouldn't even be posting their experience that they are, because they got it a long ass time ago. Again, I do the Root Beam onto the monk. I get a Cyclone. I end up wanting to try to get Bash off on him as well, but he ends up sapping me. I think I actually went for a clone right there. We did a decent amount of damage. Again, we're going to realize the monk's not going to be the best target for us, and we're going to end up going DK because DK doesn't have mobility like a Windwalker monk. And everyone's in the CC right now. I'm just trying to peel. I'm trying to make it so our mage can do a decent amount of damage. Again, my mage finally goes for a freaking poly when I bash him. That is his first poly. His first poly. And 2 minutes and the game is 25 minutes. Yeah. So it's been 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and that's his first poly as a mage. This comp is this comp can be very good, but it's most of the time not going to be played right because mages at this rating refuse to poly. Like, I don't know why. They just refuse to poly, it seems like. They don't know how viable their CC is. It actually is so disheartening. I actually at one point type go DK, doesn't see it. 5 minutes later, I'm like, go DK. And when the DK is like half health, he finally realizes, hey, yeah, this guy said go DK. I'm sorry, I know I'm raging a little bit right now. It's just like it's so infuriating to me because I'm playing with some guys that are not even my skill level at all. Like at all. The Paladin is a ex-gladiator. I think he does a really good job. Again, it's just a mage. He spends half his time trying to get a random ass ring, and look at him waddling. He's not doing anything. He's just waddling. You should always be casting something at least. I go for a bash right on the DK. I'm waiting for the moment I actually do try to swap DK. Right now, I think at this point I'm just trying to cause pressure to both. And it doesn't look like I'm officially on the DK yet. You'll see me type go DK, and that's when I finally realize to go DK. We're getting a decent amount of pressure on this monk. And hold on. Alright, sorry about that, guys. My mom came in here and actually asked me some questions. Let's get back into the game again. You're going to see me type go DK when I finally realize it's good job to go DK. And at this moment, we're hitting DK because the monk is LOS. He's actually soloing our paladin at right here. I should be going for a cyclone on the monk. I do get that cyclone on that monk, on the Windwalker monk at least. And again, it should have already hit me by now to go DK. I guess I was so triggered by the fact I was getting so pissed. Yeah, right here I say drag him out. Again, maybe a little bit later I'm going to say go DK, go DK. It's so infuriating to me to watch even me play because I'm like, why didn't you just go DK earlier? Right here I put Root Beam into the monk. As you can see, he put him in a cycle, and the mage is doing some work onto the DK. That's very nice. I come out to do some pressure, then I go back to try to CC him actually, and I end up getting sacked right here. So pissed. Look how close that cast was from getting off. We could have probably got a kill. Again, the mage doesn't go for a poly. He's only been for one poly. One poly has went off on this monk, guys. One freaking poly. One. And the game has almost been 5 minutes by. And like that right there is so triggering. So when you guys ask for people's experience, make sure you ask for this expansion, experience, because every expansion is a little bit different. For some reason, people can't adapt to the new expansion. I have had to have trouble to adapt to a new expansion. We actually do a decent amount of pressure to that monk. Again, he just goes behind pillar like nothing ever happened, and it just totally destroys our DPS. Again, monk needs to go for CC. I did all the CC I could have onto the monk. I could do a Root Beam actually right now, in fact. And I don't feel like wasting my CC if I'm just going to try to solo the monk. There's a poly. Here comes a glacier onto... Who did he just glacier? Oh, he just glaciered into the monk. He just glaciered into the monk. Oh my fucking god. When he was cyclone. Holy crap. That's so bunghole. Hurt me. I think right here is actually when I'll start to say, hey, go DK. I'm going to say it. I know I am. It's going to be sometime right here. Sometime right now, I'm just trying to peel, trying to help us survive. I don't know why this poly hasn't. I don't know why. Excuse me. This mage hasn't polyed that monk, but it's so infuriating. Right now, I say go DK because I finally realized, hey, this DK doesn't have any mobility. Just looking at him, just try to get around right now. He has nothing. Again, I'm just trying to CC this monk because he is going hard on me. Here's our mage going hard into their monk. Again, he just gets behind pillar like no problem. I don't know what I just silenced. Maybe I Root Beamed the monk and he got out somehow by damage. I'm not too sure what happened right there. But again, we're doing a decent amount of pressure. I'm trying to kite around this ring that he tries to go for so freaking much. I actually like it when this team goes me because, as you can see, I'm getting a bunch of Lunar Strike procs, another Lunar Strike proc, and that's pretty much something you could expect to spam if a melee DPS is on you. Guys, melee don't go us because we're going to do a lot of pressure. Yeah, it might be hard for us to get CC off, but we're going to do a lot of pressure. Here comes another poly. Thank the Lord. I go for a Cyclone out. Boom, get it. And I have Root Beam I could do, so we're going to do a lot of pressure right here. I also could stun. I get rooted. I go for a pash. Look at this. All of us go, like, doesn't my team see me right here going for that? I guess not, but it's, I don't know. It's whatever. Then I could use that excuse to I see the mage going for a poly, I guess, but it's so bunghole hurt. There goes 3 CCs. 3, guys, just down the drain like nothing. They have no kicks up. The DK's kick finally just came up. I'm going for a root beam onto that monk. I'm trying to go big D. I'm getting my new moons on him. I know he had AMS, but I'm just trying to get that full moon. It's all about the full moon. As you can see, I'm still trying to CC. I get a full clone onto the monk, doing a decent amount of pressure onto the DK. They're literally kicking this. Watch this. They'll literally do everything to stop it. I get a sapped. Here comes this monk to sap me again on my full moon. Like, they're definitely in communication to stop this saps. And again, this leaves my team to, like, look at that. We got a, he polyed again finally. We get a trinket. Like, these polys should be coming out more frequently. Every time he blinks, he should be polying. Like, I don't know why this, I think that's his 4th or 5th poly. And like 8 minutes have gone by. It's absolutely just ludicrous. We're doing a decent amount of pressure right here. There's going to be a point where we're going to fall behind. I think this is actually the point we fall behind. I should be going for a peel. I don't think I realize how low he is until it's a little bit too late. So I'm going for a CC on this monk. Obviously, it's a bad choice because my team's getting fucking wrecked. But again, there is a mage. And look at that mage go for his little ring that he loves. He finally got it. He rings a target. And he also poly DR someone. Why? Oh my God, just watching this just hurts me. Again, I just want to peel too because I see our paladins but this is a good time to DPS, and I am trying to help with the peels again. I did cyclone him. It was a very short cyclone. I cycloned this Mistweaver. He should be getting a poly right now. Poly Hodge again. Fuck me. Fuck me. It hurts me to see that, dude. It's like, there should at least be some kind of, if that didn't get stunned right there, we would have got a kill. And I stopped that cast right there. Still couldn't get the kill. I don't know what this mage is. I don't know. I've never seen a mage struggle to do damage so bad in my life or get polys off. And this guy is apparently 2600. It just hurts my bunghole. Like, do you guys think that player is just... I'm 2600. I'm 2600. The highest I've ever been is like 2550 on 2600. Do you guys think that guy's just as good as me or better than me? This is like, I'm like honestly so triggered. If I was that mage, I'd be spamming poly like it's my job. I'd make sure either the monk or Mistweaver was always in the poly, and I would let me do a bunch of damage. Like, oh my God, look at him just run. There's a lot of times I just watch him just waddle around, and then he finally decides to go for a cast, and it's really upsetting. Right now we're in desperate peel mode. As you can see, we're really low. DK's on a root. I DR Cyclone the monk to the max. There's AMS. I do want to Cyclone this DK. Actually, he was already in Cyclone DR. So right now, the only option is to go balls out because everyone is CC DR'd. I don't think the DK is poly DR'd. He could be spamming poly, but of course, he's going for damage. It's whatever. They get Blood of Silence. There goes their damage. Go for a fucking poly, bro. Go for that fucking poly. Everyone's on DR for me. Do something. I cycle in that and we die. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Expect another video out tonight. It's not going to be a WoW video, but it is going to be something else. And I hope you guys enjoy it. As always, get out there and pull some moves.